Imagine a single discovery that could light the sky in celebration, tear down ancient walls, and change the course of empires. One discovery that fueled war, industry, and spectacle, all at once. Today on Factopia, we're exploring gunpowder. Where it came from, what it is in concept, how it changed the world, and why it matters, told responsibly, without any instructions. Let's begin. Important, this video is educational only. We do not provide instructions or recipes for making explosives. Handling explosive materials is dangerous and often illegal. Gunpowder's story begins in medieval China, not as a weapon, but as the result of centuries of experimentation by alchemists searching for immortality and miraculous medicines. Instead of elixirs, these early experimenters stumbled upon mixtures that burned with intense vigor, and some were quickly adapted for entertainment, fireworks. From dazzling skies to military use, the journey from wonder to warfare was surprisingly fast. Over centuries, the knowledge spread along trade routes, adapted by different cultures, and fundamentally reshaped societies worldwide. At a high level, gunpowder is a mixture of three conceptual components: a substance that supplies oxygen to the reaction, a material that can burn, and a component that helps the reaction proceed rapidly. When these interact under confinement, the chemical reaction releases hot gases and energy very quickly, producing pressure, heat, light, and the flash we see in fireworks or the thunderous report in historical firearms. That's the general idea. Think chemical reaction that releases rapid energy. But crucially, we won't discuss how to make, mix, or ignite such materials. That information is dangerous and outside the scope of responsible education. Once gunpowder's properties became known, it didn't take long for people to apply it in warfare. In Europe and the Middle East, inventors adapted the idea to create early cannons and handheld firearms. Armor, once life-saving, suddenly became less effective against projectiles propelled by explosive force. Fortifications changed, armies reorganized, and naval warfare was transformed. Wooden ships now faced thunderous salvos that could shatter timbers and change naval dominance. This shift was not instantaneous, but over centuries it reshaped how wars were fought and how states projected power. Gunpowder's influence extended far beyond battlefields. It enabled new mining and civil engineering techniques, controlled explosions, allowed engineers to break rock for tunnels, canals, and mining shafts. It also played a role in exploration and empire building, as firearms and cannons gave technological advantages to some societies during encounters with others. At the same time, the cultural use of gunpowder, fireworks and ceremonial displays continued and evolved, blending technical utility with artistry. If you're curious about the science, here's a safe, conceptual explanation. The power of gunpowder comes from a chemical reaction that turns solid materials into hot gases and energy very rapidly. That expansion of gas in a confined space produces pressure, and that pressure can create motion, sound, and heat. Over the last few centuries, scientists refined propellants and explosives into specialized classes, from the early black powder used in fireworks and early firearms to more advanced energetic materials used in modern rocketry and industry. Those modern propellants are engineered with precision, tested under strict controls, and handled only by trained professionals. Because of its destructive potential, gunpowder and related materials are tightly regulated around the world. Use in mining, demolition, and fireworks requires licensing, professional training, and strict safety procedures. Mishandling energetic materials can lead to accidental injury, death, and legal consequences. It's important for viewers to know that curiosity should never become experimentation. If you're interested in pyrotechnics or demolition as a career, pursue formal education and certification, and always follow the law and best safety practices. Gunpowder was a starting point. Over time, chemists developed more efficient and controlled energetic materials, propellants for rockets, smokeless powders for firearms, and specialized compounds for industrial blasting. Modern propellants produce more predictable performance, create less smoke, and are engineered for particular applications, from spaceflight to precision demolition. Again, these are handled under regulation and by experts. They're not something to experiment with at home. Gunpowder is wrapped in myths. Stories of alchemists searching for gold or immortality led to accidental discoveries. Fireworks that once started as alchemical curiosities became symbols of celebration across cultures. And despite its association with violence, gunpowder also sparked technological advances in mining and construction that benefited societies. Today, museums preserve early firearms, and dazzling pyrotechnic traditions keep the legacy alive, always with a reminder of the responsibility that comes with such knowledge. Gunpowder reshaped the world, in war, in industry, and in celebration, and its story is a powerful example of how human curiosity can lead to both wonder and danger. If you found this exploration interesting, hit like and subscribe to Factopia for more responsibly told stories about the science and history behind the things you thought you knew. Tell us in the comments, which gunpowder fact surprised you most? And remember, knowledge is power, but with it comes responsibility. Safety reminder, this video is for education only. Do not attempt to make or experiment with explosive materials. Always follow the law.